to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the most delicious good. So let me walk you through the ingredients and then we can start. To make this edikaikong soup, I'll be making use of the following ingredients. We have here some ugu which has been cut and shredded. We have water leaf, palm oil, some beef, dried fish, bomo, also known as cow skin. We have stockfish. We have some Cameroon pepper, periwinkle, also known as isam, some crayfish, some salt, some onions, seasoning cubes, and then some peppers. You see that I have yellow and red peppers. So these are the ingredients we'll be making use of. We'll start by boiling our proteins, that is the meat and our pomo. So what I've done here is to wash my beef and I've put it in a pot. I'm also adding the pomo. I've cut the pomo into bite-sized pieces. It just makes it a whole lot more interesting, when you're eating your soup and then you have this nice bits of pomo to go with it. Yeah, so I've just put in my stockfish, which I have washed with some salt and some room temperature water. Now I'm adding some Cameroon pepper. Cameroon pepper just, gives it some very nice flavor and then it makes it peppery as well. Now I have onions which I have blended. This allows it to enter the meat very well. So the meat comes out really delicious. I'm adding some seasoning cubes. I'm just crushing some. If what you have is seasoning powder, go for it. Just, add some. I'm also going to be adding a little bit of salt and then I'll stir everything together to make sure that the seasoning that I have put inside the meat, coats every part of the stockfish, the meat, the pomo very, very well. Now, I won't be adding any water to this meat at all. Well, not at this point. That is because I want the meat to cook in its own juice. I'll show you what I mean. So while the meat is cooking, I'm going to start prepping my peppers and onions for the soup, right? I'm just going to remove the stem from the peppers. Now you notice that I have both red and yellow peppers. Yes, this was very deliberate, okay? They both introduce different levels of heat to the soup and they have different flavors. Yeah, oh yes, they have different flavors. And their fragrance is also different. The yellow one has such an amazing aroma. I love it. And then it is hot, really, really hot. So you want to be careful when using it. I like a lot of pepper. So I'm going all in. Okay. Now, you also peel the skin off your onions because you're going to be blending your onions with these peppers, right? I'm just cutting the onions into smaller bits to aid the blending of the peppers and the onions. So these are the vegetables I'll be using. My water leaf has been cut and washed already. Also, my ugu has been washed and cut already. I really wish I'd shown you guys what they looked like before washing and cutting them. My bad. Don't worry, some other time I'll be sure to show you guys, okay? Let's check on the beef and see what has been going on in there. Aha. Now look at all the liquid that has been produced from this beef. Remember that I didn't add a drop of water. Oh no, I didn't add a drop of water. I promise you. The beef produced its own juice and it's always best to let it cook in its juice. I mean, it's flavor town all the way, baby. Flavor town. It makes the beef a whole lot tastier. So you let it cook in its juice first before adding additional water. This water will then cook the beef till it's nice and soft and tender. Okay, now we're not going to use water to cook this soup, so you have to let the water dry up with the beef. Okay, so it's time to check on the beef, which has been cooking for a while now. You can see that the liquid is almost dry. Yes, this is what we're trying to achieve. We don't want it to burn. We don't want it to be completely dry, but almost dry at this stage. Now we'll continue with the cooking. By the time we're done, the liquid will be all gone. So I've just added some catfish steak, which I've cleaned with warm water and some salt. I've added the pepper, the scotch bonnet, and the onions that I blended earlier. That goes in at this point with some palm oil. Personally, I feel like vegetable oil requires a lot of palm oil, but hey, do you? Okay, just add according to your dietary requirement. Now, stir everything together. This is your soup that we have started making. Yes, and you can see we have the stockfish here, the dry fish, the beef, the pomo. Everything is going to be so delicious. You can tell already. I've added some crayfish right now, and I'm also going to stir and then cover the pot and allow this to cook for about 8 to 10 minutes on low heat so everything can blend together. So while waiting for your 8 to 10 minutes time, that's the time you want to allow for the palm oil to cook off, for the peppers, for the crayfish, for everything to blend well together. Remember to stir occasionally from time to time. You know there's little or no water in this pot, so you have to be careful it does not burn. We have only palm oil to act as the liquid more like. So be careful, stir, taste for seasoning. If you feel like you need to add some more pepper, some more seasoning, please feel free to do so before you introduce your water leaf. So now that the water leaf is in there, we're going to go in and stir and allow everything to blend well together. Coat the water leaf with the sauce, just blend everything well. Now at this point, your house will be smelling so good. If you have visitors, they'll be wondering what's going on in that kitchen. They won't be able to wait for the finished product, but they have to wait because we haven't finished. Okay, so just there and now leave it for a little while. I usually leave it for about 2 minutes for it to cook and release all the liquid that we want. Okay, guys, now it's time to add the ugu, which is a remaining vegetable that we're using for the soup. Remember, we're using just two: water leaf and ugu. The water leaf went in earlier, it did its thing, released this liquid. Now we're adding the ugu in. It's going to, the water leaf that we've added before and the water is released, it's going to cook the ugu and complete the rest of the soup. Remember, we're dealing with vegetables here. We don't need to cook this for so long. You shouldn't, because you still want your vegetable soup looking rich and green, lush and vibrant. Yeah, so that's the whole aim. You don't cook for too long. You should note that. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to my page, please just stop whatever you're doing and subscribe right now and click the notification bell so you'll always get all my recipes every time I upload one. Thank you so much. All my old subscribers, thank you. Yay. And the new ones, welcome. We're about to have so much fun here. This is where you see all the good food, all the recipes and everything good. All right, so we're adding the periwinkles now. Now this periwinkles, you can add the shelled ones if you want, or the unshelled ones. I prefer to cook with the shelled periwinkles. I don't really like the unshelled ones. I prefer to cook with this one. And then I added the remaining crayfish, just to add more flavor to the soup. Right now, once we've added this, you should know that the soup is almost ready. In fact, just in another 1 or 2 minutes, and then you turn off the heat because the residual heat will complete the cooking of this soup. Remember to taste your soup as you go along, okay? If you feel like it needs something, please feel free to add at this point. I felt like mine needed some salt, so I added some salt, and I'm adding some peppers. Now this pepper is just to add color to the soup. You eat with your eyes first, okay? So just to add some brightness, some color, I added those peppers. You can eat the soup with anything. You can eat it by itself. You can eat it with rice, with some swallow, with anything you want. So my soup is all done now and it is gorgeous. Guys, congratulations, you just made the best edikaikong.